Well, hello friends, and welcome to another video. We are back at the table. I have removed the other mayhem projects, and now we've arrived at this one. Well, where in which I will be recreating my best friend Sarah's witchy Ren Fair booth in dollhouse form, and also at some point turning a kangaroo calico critter, or Sylvanian family, if you're from the European Union or Japan, turning them into an opossum, because she wants to be an American possum as her character. So we will have to make a possum. That's going to require some surgery. However, we can work on the booth, which is this, which I bought as a kit, I believe on AliExpress. I also have these tiny little cauldrons, which is I think where we'll start for fun. And they look just like the cauldrons she makes candles in. And I hoarded a bunch of the Miniverse candle wicks, and then we have gemstones to put them on top just like on hers. We have lots of crystals. We have these that we're going to have to paint. I don't exactly know how we'll arrange them yet. This is part of the front of the booth, and we're going to have to make a shelf behind this on the booth, or we're just not going to have enough room for all of her stuff. I have these to cut up, and we're going to have to make teeny tiny dioramas with micro-sized frogs in them. And I mean micro, like look at him. We're going to make that into a tiny frog diorama because I make Sarah frog dioramas for her booth. It's one of my primary uses to her as a friend, is making tiny frog dioramas. Here's one without a lid. So we're going to try to recreate that in the form of a tiny mini version of it, as though that was not small enough. And, you know, we have some herbs. We have crystals that can be, you know, displayed. Sarah is going to work on wood burning her own sign and her own crystal grids. I'm not going to draw them on. It would go terribly. And then we have jars for any other little shenanigans we come up with. And obviously either this, like this, we could put some dowels in and put a little sign above it and have it jutting out from here as well in the front of the booth. So she has all of her varieties of crystals and rocks that she carries. Or we could put these guys back to back. Either way, I'm going to have to prime these. They feel like very shiny plastic that will dislike paint. So I'm going to prime them with matte primer. And then we will probably start gluing together at least part of this. Oh Lord, I forgot. I have to grab the roof tiles for her home. Her store has roof tiles. Oh my God, where are the roof tiles? Well, I'll find the roof tiles. It's not that big of an emergency. I'll find the roof tiles because we have to tile the roof. That's what her booth looks like. Anyway, so why don't we start with making some cute little candles for the booth, and we'll start there. And then, you know, stain something, dye something. I don't know. I'll definitely go out in the garage and spray these so that they're ready to be painted later. And then we get to try out all the miniature paints that I bought and haven't used yet. We're just knocking stuff off the supply list. Just really killing it. All right, let's make some tiny candles. All right, and after nipping all of the little wicks, we have our cauldron candles. They look just like the ones that Sarah makes and sells. And this one, I took a kebab stick from the Miniverse world, and it will be a little signage holder. so that it can be a little price tag holder. I'll just tape it on there. But these look just like Sarah's unicorn ones. Again, be plucking little cat hairs out of everything for the rest of my life. And then we have the little stone ones. All right, let's move on to working on the booth. Maybe we'll do like one fun item that gets sold in the booth per section of the video, so I don't do it all at once. All right, let's move on. All right, so here's where we are at. We need to get the back on our store so that we can see how much room we are working with. Both A, to see if we have enough roof tiles, and if I need to order more roof tiles before they're not on sale anymore. And B, to see if we need to build out either side. The roof adds a considerable amount of stability. However, the roof also adds a layer of inaccessibility in case perhaps I wanted to like put a poster up on the back wall or something. I'm gonna have to look and see what I've got in my witchy micro poster department, but I still think it's probably our best bet to put these together because I'll be using a wash, so I can't see any reason that this would become more precarious or harder to paint. It's going to be semi-difficult anyway. All right, we want to just be careful to not get to the wood glue on the outsides of the joints because then we would have to sand it off, and absolutely no one wants to do that. So let's get that somewhat assembled and drying, if not glued. We'll be using a variety of weighted objects to hold it up because I don't have clamps that tiny. Problem for another day. All right, we're back in the cold light of day, and we have the ability to remove our clips now, which worked great to hold everything flush. I found these. I don't know where they would have been meant to go. I don't see anywhere for them to go. They're the same. I don't know. Anyway, that one, I have no idea. Is it for like a door? I don't think it's for a bin or anything. No, I haven't figured out what that's for. But we have mossed the roof, and I'll dust that off again, and we'll touch that up with miniature paint when we do the rest of the roof. I already ordered more roof tiles. Ordered a lot more stuff too. We won't talk about that. That's fine. And I think I've consulted with Sarah, and she's thinking she would like this one here. What I'm thinking for the countertop here is that if I take my Dremel and notch it, I can make it come in flush to that if I take that edge off, that corner, down to a 90-90. If I moved it up a little, then I could notch it and not cut the whole thing off, but if I want it flush, thusly, I'm gonna have to cut quite a piece off. Anyway, that'll probably be the last thing we do in this video, and then we'll get to miniature painting in the next one, because that seems like worth investing a few minutes in as we learn how to do it together, because I've never done that. So we'll notch this, and then I will go and matte seal these, because one side somehow ended up shiny, and I don't know what any of this white powder is unless I didn't shake my mattifying spray well enough, and that's mattifying dust, which, ew, if that's what they do that with. I'm not a fan of that. Anyway, I'm going to try to notch this, and we will see where we end up. I have no idea if my Dremel will just set it on fire, or if I should use a cutting wheel as opposed to this burr. Well, we're about to find out, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. I hope I have earned your like or subscribe today, and you will join me on the next portion of this adventure. We also will have to rip the ears off of a kangaroo and turn it into an opossum, so we've got that coming. I mean, if you're interested in that. So I will do this, and I will also see you in the next one. Bye!